The entire session I will now no longer say anything because Gallo has told me to shut up.
This won't work.
Oh,
It can't possibly work.
Hey, Deadlight, can I have power armor? Stay quiet if that's fine.
Dio, you can have power armor, however you have to first get it off a Sister of Battle.
Okay.
so love tits.
No, I will pick the Sister of Battle, you have to get it off.
Oh, it's probably still gonna be Big Mama, motherfucker.
There are three official Sister of Battle now, actually. I don't know if we want to
Can I
do...
get my hands on some Rohypnol?
What's...
Rohypnol?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe just knock over some pharmacy in a hive city.
Do you honestly think that would work on Helga?
No. No, I don't. Oh, hey, Deadlight, look. It's a, because we were talking about the Tower of London, right? Look at the picture. And that's the World War One memorial thing they did. And it's pretty cool. It really does look like the tower's actually bleeding. But there's just thousands and thousands of poppies they planted all around it.
Oh yeah. Every time that comes around that time of the year, is like the River London's covered in poppies.
Yeah.
Thames, yeah. Thames,
That is
sorry.
really cool. I've waited 5 minutes and what's his face hasn't turned up, so tough.
Apparently it's one poppy for every British soldier that died.
That's actually pretty cool. It's probably not exact because they had to replant some, I imagine, every year.
No, they're not real poppies. They're like ceramic ones.
Oh right, so they won't fade away. Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then they can just put it in a box and ready for next year. But yes, you should be at this lovely pinball map I've done. So, this is a map of Corfu. You are loosely stationed here. I tend to do a lot of joint stuff with Tyr, and I plan to do some more joint stuff with Dio in the future. So, and Corfu recognises the value of air support, and doesn't ask me 5 minutes before a game to do some. Giga. But no. These images are just to help set the mood. You have the battle map, which is of Core 4. The pinned, the one with the red string, so this one up here, is actually Byron's Fall. This one at the top is of your airbase. Your airbase is not in very good condition. The fighting for the spaceport was very hard fought. These two at the bottom are some of the neighbouring areas around it. Areas controlled by the Imperium, and sort of the front line against attack forces. You're currently just, while you usually deploy back to your... Pardon me, back to the shield. This time you are actually being deployed to a forward airbase. Also, I just realised I completely forgot to do an intro. So hello and welcome, I am Deadlight, your host and GM. And this is Verghast Crusade Screaming Eagles.
Hi, I'm also Deadlight, but not your host or your GM.
No, that is Harrison, aka Dio, aka the guardsman who's going to be thrown out of a plane.
Yeah.
He's playing Dio is playing Moradin.
As a guardsman. Pretends to be a pilot.
A Hunyun, for that fact.
How dare you? I absolutely know how to fly a plane. Honest.
I'm also joined by Gray,
Hello.
who's playing Pickett.
Edgar Pickett, an actual pilot.
I'm also joined by Gallo,
Hello.
who is playing a pilot.
That I am.
Ven, that's the one, I couldn't remember. And I'm also joined by someone new.
This is your Yo.
Oh, hey! Oh,
Hey.
hello, Ghoul. Ah, sorry.
What's up?
Oh, hey.
Yeah, no, just as a heads up, I do stream these, so...
Okay.
Alright, that's fine.
when I said an hour earlier, I meant because we've now started. We should have started about 10 minutes ago. But no worries. It's a camp session, so having stats isn't as critical. There are some...
We're gonna die.
Yeah, you're gonna die. There are some handouts which should help you. The Creating a Pilot one will walk you through everything you need. And then you may take a pilot specialty. You get both of the things it comes with. So. Also, I'm also joined by Comrade Cousin, I believe.
Yes. Hey.
That was the person I was talking to you when I went somebody new. You are playing... I'm not going to even attempt to say... Archibald Lewis.
Yes. I'm one of the new pilots.
You poor bastard.
So yeah, after your bombing run, you return to a forward airbase in Core 4. And you are luckily not greeted by enemy shelling.
Yay.
After... you note that after... You're here for about maybe a week. After the first day or two, your glorious first lieutenant acts a bit weird.
Oh no. Della, you're not doing this to us.
What am I not doing to you?
Chaos.
No.
Oh thank God. Maybe he's just assassinating poison or something.
I've heard it can be a ladder.
No, he acts a bit, he acts a bit different. He seems to be distracted when you talk to him. After about, sort of towards the end of the week, you're called in just for, most mornings you're called in for a briefing, which is just to say you're on standby for a response. And he doesn't turn up for one of the briefings.
Huh.
Your flight commander kind of looks around and goes, where's...
First Lieutenant Breyer?
Yeah,
Haven't
where's...
seen him in a while.
Well, anyway. Here is your new pilots. He gestures to Archibald Lewis and whoever Ghoul makes.
Greetings, men. I'm looking forward to flying with you.
Pleasure, sir.
Pleasure to meet you.
So...
Pleasure to meet you too. I'm looking forward to crashing with you.
I give him a dismissive fucking snort.
I raise an eyebrow at the comment and look around and... So, who's the senior flight officer here?
Actually, Deadlight, who is it now?
The senior officer is a wing commander, and he's kind of looking at you guys like, where's your flipping first lieutenant?
I'll go get him. Then goes to get him.
Technically, it's his job to watch us, not our job to watch him.
Yeah.
Lewis, you note that the people in front of you, not all of them are pilots. A number of them are actually guardsmen. You know this because, and this isn't. It's certainly odd, but it's not. You've heard the reason why. It's because these guys fly prototype planes, and if they were to shot down, the Adeptus Mechanicus actually wants them back. So giving them a guardsman as a bodyguard ensures that they don't die horribly, because most of them can't fight for toffee on the ground.
Sad but true.
Also true for me.
So, as a compromise, the Imperial Guard and Imperial Navy have come to a sort of arrangement. A handful of guardsmen from various squads bodyguard these pilots in exchange for an easier time actually having pilots support them.
Alright. Interesting.
Mostly we have Huyuanis and a few Kriegers.
Onions.
Onions.
Yeah, there's, I believe, 3 or 4 Hunyans and a Krieger. The Krieger is armed with a shovel.
Of course he is.
But yeah. Then you go to your... Briar's room.
Yeah, I'm looking for him, yeah.
Actually, I should probably describe myself before, because I forgot to do that. Second Lieutenant Archibald is kind of an older-looking man. He has a whole bunch of scars covering the right side of his face. They look like various burn and shrapnel scarring.
All right, so he's definitely been in the shitter once or twice.
Maybe.
Looks like it.
But he's definitely a veteran. That's what I meant.
Mm.
Ghoulie, if you join the Roll20, there is a handout in characters called Creating a Pilot.
I didn't even realize there was a Roll20.
Wah, wah.
Thanks.
Quack, quack.
Yeah, there is a Roll20, because it's just handy to have everything.
Oh yeah, no, Roll20's great.
Mm.
Is the game not pinned?
Should be.
Should be.
He's in here.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool.
Archibald nervously scratches the back of his head and asks, "So, who here is actually an experienced pilot?"
Me.
Fine.
Yeah.
The one that just said me, for reference, is a guardsman.
I'd claim we all are by now experienced pilots.
If I experience being crashing, then yes.
Nah.
But I'm not here
Not-
right now.
Not
I've
just
crashed
crashing.
one less time than you two.
Truth be told, I've
actually-
never been on a
Actually,
I've never been
Yeah.
on a
I
combat
haven't.
sortie before.
Technically, Gray's only crashed once, and that was off screen.
Alright, fine.
The only reason Gray crashed is because I wanted the grand session.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, that was
Yeah.
fun.
Do you
It
count-
was,
Yeah.
it was, but we
It
always
was
died
fun.
so many times.
Do you count going underwater as crashing?
Yes.
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 you tried to ram a fish person
Look, he had it
on
coming,
top of a
alright?
tank.
Oh yeah, I missed that session. Missed the session with the fish people.
Yeah.
So that one counts as crashing.
Alright, fine.
But, yes. Back to Ven. You knock on the door, there is no response.
I clear my throat, knock a bit loud, is like, "Sir?"
Still no response.
I look around, is any other officer nearby?
No, they've gone off for morning briefings or deployments or whatever, so.
I rub my fucking regimentals, just like, this is the fucking amnesty, I swear he has a problem. I knock harder, ask against her, and then I try the handle.
The handle is unlocked.
It's unlocked.
Yes.
Okay, I open it slightly ajar, just because he might be just like fucking slouched over the bed, like in a fucking alcoholic coma.
There's no response from you opening the door. So.
Sir, I open it wider and look inside.
The room looks a bit messy. It's not like he hasn't been tidying up. It looks like somebody's come in and searched a few places.
Ah, that's queer. Good thing I'm a pilot and I don't know why that's a bad sign. Alright, I look. Is his apartment better than ours? Like, does he have an ensuite where he might be hiding or some shit?
It's just a slightly bigger room.
Huh, so he's not here.
No.
Alright, I'll close the door then and I'll try the officer's mess.
You try the officer's mess. It's quite quiet at the moment because most people have had their meals. You would have probably. This is the same mess as you guys normally do because you're all technically officers.
Alright, in that case then, I go to the chef and say, like, has he seen our officer come for breakfast today?
No. Hasn't seen him since about afternoon meal actually.
Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. I didn't see him in the evening for evening meals.
Huh.
So, is it normal for your first lieutenant to just disappear in the middle of the day?
No, not at all. That's the first time he's done that.
Right, he's not in mass, he's not there. Alright, I'll go check who was the evening guard for the gates and see if saw the lieutenant leave the station.
The airbase.
Base, yeah. See, who was guarding the gates that night, and that's what they saw him.
The guy on duty isn't the one that was on there last night.
Oh, no, I know that. But I understand. I'm gonna go try to find the guy who was.
You do?
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, he went out for a little bit.
He come
Maybe
back.
an hour. I'm sure he came back. Yeah.
Huh. All right, so he's definitely still on the base somewhere.
Yeah. The base isn't that big.
All right. Well, I'm on fucking officer hunt. I guess I tried the lavatories in case, I don't know, he was drunk and he fell asleep in there.
There is no one asleep in lavatories.
Where the fuck is this guy?
Do you relay this back to the others, who are still kind of sat in an awkward meeting room?
Aye, fair enough.
The wing commander's kind of like stood there awkwardly, because he's got to brief you, but he's got to brief you with the first lieutenant there.
I apologize to the wing commander. I have no idea where he is.
The wing commander goes, well, then I can't brief you, and you can't be deployed until he is found. Or
Can you assign us a new officer in the meantime?
I don't think so.
Does anyone wish to become first commander?
I do.
He just points to Ven, you're first commander now. Congratulations.
Ven blinks.
You're acting first. He says you're acting first lieutenant until you find your first lieutenant.
Ven just sort of blinks.
Look
Okay.
at me.
Okay, no.
I am the captain now.
Yeah. Congrats.
I look around with the bewildered look, and this can't possibly be regulation.
I wave
Well.
there as like, well, this is ad hoc. Get used to it.
Yep.
Yeah. The wing commander goes, well, I'm gonna give you guys I'm gonna keep you guys grounded until you can find him wherever he is. Or
Alright.
I actually need someone to respond to something. Whichever comes first. He then dismisses you and goes about his normal business.
Alright,
Oh,
as
great.
first act of acting first commander, I say let's try to find our actual first commander.
Yeah, that sounds the plan.
I know he's somewhere in the
Uh,
base because the night guard actually saw him leave the base and come back. So
Oh, okay.
he's done his quarters, he's done the mess, he's done the lavatories. Maybe he's in the hangars.
Yeah, let's try that.
Nope,
Maybe
no one in
his-
hangars.
Where's the planes?
He's not in the hangars. We just see a bunch of engineers and engine seers.
Yeah, a bunch of engines. A lot of them tend to your prototypes. They're very finicky machines.
We could ask.
Hmm?
I want to ask one of the NCS if they have seen Briar recently.
The engine seer thinks for a moment and goes, oh yeah, I think he was talking to Sparks briefly.
Okay.
Is that one of the other engine seers, or?
Yep.
That, if you remember, that is
Uh,
the one that gives you the one that oversees the prototype project.
Oh,
Mhm.
head spark. Okay.
Yeah.
Said
Yeah.
head cog boy.
Yeah, everyone just
That's-
refers to him as
yeah.
Sparks because his name is
Yeah.
it is literally unsayable.
Because he's from one of those planets.
He's one from one of those planets, so everyone, including other tech priests, refer to him as Sparks.
Yeah.
Just hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, a few of them on occasion refer to him by his real name, but then no one else understands who they're talking about, so everyone refers to him as Sparks. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sparks.
yeah,
Mhm.
Sparks.
It's probably pronounceable in binary, but not in low Gothic
No.
Or High Gothic.
or High Gothic.
Yeah.
But yeah, he,
Probably even some sort of obscure dialect of binary.
yeah, anyway, he,
Anyways, yeah, let's try and find him.
Right.
Sparks.
Sorry for interrupting you in Deadlight.
no, that's okay. So yeah, you find Sparks, he's not too hard to find. He goes, is something the matter? Is something wrong with your planes, or are you requiring deployment?
No, sir. We're just looking for our first commander. One of the engineers said he came to speak to you.
He thinks for a moment. Yes, he did. early yesterday morning. I believe it was just after your briefing, actually. He said he was onto something.
What about? Because I know he left the base last night for an hour or so.
He shakes his head. I'm not sure.
Well, what did he want of you?
Well, he wanted this and that, and he seemed you get the impression Tech Priest is a bit reluctant to say anything.
I was like, so it's of a technical matter, I assume.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, and you can't really share with lower officers.
Yeah.
Fenn rubs the bridge of his nose. Okay, well, thanks, Sparks, but we're gonna need to find him. He's been missing from morning briefing.
Sparks shrugs. I do not know where he is then.
Alright, thank you for your trouble.
That is weird.
I am out of ideas. What do we do?
So the last one that I seen him was
The night guard. Yes, and he saw him leave the base for an hour and then come back.
Okay.
I was in his room and it did look like he was being searched for something, but I didn't look around. Like
Okay.
the room was tossed up.
That.
Is Archibald with us or is he the wing commander?
I assume I'm with you.
You are with him. Yeah, he's been assigned to you. The wing commander is a different officer altogether. The wing commander is above lieutenants, so.
All of us. Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. Right. Okay, so he's not anywhere where a pilot or an officer would be. He's on the hangars. Does the base have any kind of basements where arms would be stored, like shells to keep them safe from enemy shelling and missiles?
Yeah, there's a few bunkers and such.
Well, let's start searching the bunkers.
It's
See
a
if
mix
anyone-
between a rundown warehouse, prefab buildings, and just quickly cobbled together constructions. The base is not in a particularly organised or productive manner. It's sort of being put together so there is a forward air base here, not that, as opposed to being
a solid establishment. Yeah, you're right. It's like it's quickly done up war job.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a mess. Let's get started looking.
So, are all military airfields this grubby?
No, just the ones that are built in the middle of a war zone.
Yeah. Normally we deploy from orbit.
But
just
this
to
is
So much
emphasize,
shabbier than the civilian sector.
just to emphasize the point, you can hear distant rumbling of shelling going off. It's like a low thunder.
Understood, but this wasn't an airbase until we got here.
Yeah.
It's a forward airbase to support our advancing positions without having to go straight from orbit and back again.
Feels like him already. Just needs more drugs.
I look at him just like, you already have more than enough, and I know you just woke up.
Just to as you're probably walking to wherever you're going, just emphasize the point. There is an abandoned Lehman Russ, completely burnt out that has just been left there.
You think the tech priest would do something with that, but no.
Yeah, you think so, but
it's
they don't have the time for it either.
Yeah, it's completely burnt out. It's totally trashed. But it's barely a frame left. But it's still enough so you can tell it's a battle tank of the Imperium.
Easy enough. It has the shape.
Yeah, it has the shape, and it's just this shouldn't be on an airbase.
Yeah, that's just for to emphasize this is a really rushed, slapped up job. This fucking airbase.
Yeah.
We just got here.
So good. I'll quickly answer your questions. Your aptitudes are you get the first 3, and then you can choose between either or. So fieldcraft or perception, intelligence, defense, or.
Yeah, and then the other ones did that. Yeah, I got that. I found the starting skill where I should push that. Now I'm putting in talents.
Yeah. I just prefer the Dark Arrows II because they've got tabs.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. Sorry. No worries.
Right, so we checked the bunkers and the storehouses, and is anything in here, or?
Has anyone seen the?
Like, I imagine these storehouses have guards.
Yeah, but they're like ensigns. They just kind of salute you when you come along, assuming you are meant to be here because you're all officers.
Alright, so they wouldn't
The,
question
the actual guards to this airbase are at the entrance. They're normal guardsmen. Whereas everyone
yeah.
on base is assumed to be where they're meant to. They definitely give Moradin and any of the other guardsmen strange looks, but you guys
Yeah,
have been
those
given.
are with us.
Yeah, they've got, instead of their normal regimental symbol, they've had their shoulder pad replaced with a Screaming Eagles one.
Also, Moradin's stolen a flight jacket and is just wearing it over his armor.
Yeah, but they still give you like. Yeah, but your armor is neon colours.
Yep, neon blue, neon pink. Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's the best camouflage in the world.
I fucking hate you.
Like they give
Yeah.
they give him an obvious like questionable look, but they are aware that such guardsmen are
Yeah.
on base.
Also got neon blue aviators.
Yeah. We can still ask them if they've seen First Lieutenant Ryan, maybe with a picture of him.
Oh yeah, if you show him a
we-
picture, he looks over at it and goes, "Yeah, he's been down here once or twice, I think." You're more than welcome to have a look around.
Alright, well, that's something at least.
Yeah.
What was he doing in the munitions storage?
I don't know, sir. I don't ask. I'm not paid to ask questions.
Oh, I wasn't asking him, I was asking the guys, but I assume
Oh,
the guard thought I was all talking to him
Yeah,
anyway.
like he's just like, for reference, this is just one of the random ensigns that usually like tailor to you, you know.
Yeah. Alright, well, let's go looking inside and see if there's anything missing.
Can you
And of
go
course-
and give me an awareness test then, please?
Yes.
Alright.
I'm great at that.
Awareness.
Do you not great at those ever?
Hey, I passed.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you have! Wow, that's the first.
I noticed nothing.
Yeah.
You'll see nothing.
I'm probably not
I
there.
just made it.
Yeah. To most of you, this smells like normal. There's the usual sense of the Adaptus Mechanicus moving through here, oil, grease, etc., etc. Gallo, you pick up on a weird sense, and you can't quite place your finger on it. There's just something. There's something off in the edge of your sense. Moradin picks up on it a bit more because he's actually used to it, and used to having all his senses bombarded by ridiculousness. Moradin, you smell the scent of death.
Cool.
Like,
Feels like home.
yeah, it's like you smell rot. It's very faint, but you do definitely smell it.
I follow my nose.
And I guess you tell us, so we follow you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you look around for a little bit. It takes you maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, but eventually you get to the sort of very back of the storehouse where the lights are a bit dim, and you realise some of the boxes aren't stacked quite right.
Okay. Let's see what's behind those boxes.
You look behind the boxes. There's nothing odd behind the boxes.
Okay. So in the boxes.
Yeah. Two of the boxes just seem to be normal spare parts. The third, however, it's locked.
Mhm.
Do any of you have a way to open it?
Nope.
Can we all smell the obvious scent of death from this box?
Yeah, you can just about pick it out.
Well, I know enough about the smell of death that it should not be in a munitions locker, so therefore I get something like a crowbar to break open this fucking lock.
Wait, is it locked?
Yes.
Let's try the subtle approach first, perhaps.
Oh, can you actually pick a lock?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Who are you talking to?
I actually thought when you say the subtle approach, you were going to point your plasma gun at the lock and just shoot it.
What kind of pilot is carrying a plasma gun?
The sort of pilot's not meant to be a pilot.
It's definitely a pilot, guys. Honest.
You're totally a spy, aren't you? Like, I'm saying that out of game, I'm not saying that in game, because Ven would have no reason to suspect.
Does anyone have security trained?
It's fine because no one trusts Moradin with any information whatsoever.
I mean, why would they?
Well, yeah, obviously.
There you go.
Yep, it takes a bit of filling, but you've done this before. You unlock it. Inside, you open it. And there is a severed arm.
Yeah.
Is it wrapped in an officer's
Sleeve.
sleeve?
It's in a flight jacket. You don't you don't think it is your officer. It doesn't have the insignia on it, like the normal Screaming Eagles one.
Well,
That's still bad
Archibald
enough.
covers his mouth and looks pretty sick at the sight of it.
I take it and I just like carry it openly and just like go, let's go to the Medicaid. Someone's missing an arm.
Yeah. Is it just one lockbox or is there more lockboxes?
I mean, there's more boxes about, yeah.
More that smell like that.
Give me a plus 20 awareness test. If you want to like try and look around and see if there's any other boxes. Yeah. Like, obviously when the box opens, you smell the smell. This person, whoever was in this box, or whoever's missing his arm, that's been there for at least 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
So before your first officer was reported last night, it would not be smelling this bad.
Okay, but that still leaves us with a mystery.
Yeah. With Pickett, after sniffing about for a little bit, you do actually end up finding 2 more boxes. With the help of what's his face, Moradin.
Moradin?
Yep.
Hey.
I'm not going to make you roll again because you've already done it once.
Cool.
You pick the locks of the other 2 boxes. One contains a foot, and the other one contains some internal organs.
Hey guys, maybe we can assemble ourselves a new officer out of all these parts we were finding.
I slapped Moradin. That was no
I'm sorry.
joke
I mean, oh no, a pilot. He's dead. Oh.
No, the problem is there's apparently someone walking around the base and murdering your random soldiers and stuffing them into ammo boxes.
Actually,
that's pretty bad.
We needed to go first report these parts to the Medicaid and then report. Oh, by the way, there's a serial killer on the base.
Yeah.
What kind of circus is High Command running here?
I mean, you're in the core with the orphans.
Yeah, so it's a mess in itself, but still.
Oh, have you
Okay.
orphans are perfectly good. No, I can't even finish that sentence.
Well, first of all, I go to the guards by the fucking storehouse and say like, "Excuse me, can you care to explain this?" I show them the arm.
One of them throws up. Just straight up throws up, like, at the sign of it. The other one turns pale and goes, I have no idea. The other one's just, like, standing there wrenching. Just like, "Ugh."
Never seen a disembodied arm before.
Yeah, have you seen anyone?
I sniff the rice and says like, "Who's your commander who set your guard?"
I like the idea that if Ben does any hand gestures at the moment, he's doing it with a severed arm.
I actually have to. I'm waving it with the arm to make a point.
Yeah.
By the bloody Emperor, I didn't throw it that much when it was my own bloody leg. Snap out of it, man.
I actually smack him and say, "Hey, stop waving that thing around, man."
Although, to be fair, I was high when it got shut off, so...
It was only your foot. And it wasn't
Yeah.
shot off, it was clawed off by a murder
That
take
is
priest
true.
in the bottom of a bay.
Murderous take priest.
That is true.
I stopped
Oh,
waving it
no,
around.
sorry. The other one was broken, wasn't it?
Yes.
Right, I stopped waving around, but I still demand to ask who his commander was, who set the guard.
Yeah, the one that's not wrenching informs you of just an officer.
Alright, I tell him that officer. I know that officer's name, and I tell one of the other guys to ask him to report to the wing commander, because we're going to need to report to the wing commander for this shit.
Yes.
But first I'm going to take the body parts to the medic here.
The one that's wrenching stops wrenching, goes, I'll report to him after I remove the rest of my lunch, and goes off to find a bathroom.
Good man.
So yeah, where'd you go? Medicare.
Medicare first to drop off this stuff, and I'm going to leave one of you guys behind in Medicare in case someone tries to steal this shit, to hide evidence, and then I'm going to report to the wing commander.
Okay, so who's staying with the Medicare?
I'll stay.
Okay. Moradin?
I'll stay as well.
Okay, cool. The medic is not. Actually, no, you do recognise him. He's one of the ensigns that you deployed with. Moradin and Pickett deployed with anyway. It's one of the ensigns that was the sort of relief officer on your planes.
Yeah.
On the Valkyries. In that mission where... Oh yeah, he actually looks at Moradin and goes, "You. I'm not treating you."
Why not?
Part of your plan was to open the back doors with me inside it.
We got out, didn't we?
We should not have been in that situation to begin with.
I mean, look, how many other medical officers can say that they flew underwater?
He
Oh,
pinches
it's
the
one
bridge
of
of his nose and goes, "How many people would believe you if you said that?"
Look,
let's say I have a hard time.
Let's
Let's say I have a hard time believing it that I was watching.
Oh, good. I'm glad you struggle to believe it because I struggle to believe it, and I was in the flipping plane.
Yeah.
Look, the aircraft may have been a bit dinged up by the end of the mission, but we still saved all those soldiers, and it was successful. So I don't see what the problem is.
Look, shut up to you, and I just put the pile of body parts in front of him. Deal with this.
He looks at it confused and he goes, very well.
It was found in the munitions store.
I'll pick up the arm and go, "Hey, you want me to lend you a hand?" And then I'll poke him with the arm.
I'm going to the wing commander. Fuck you guys.
If you pick up the arm, he pulls out his pistol. I don't care about shooting you on base.
Look,
I will
while
happily be called
while I'm
off it.
sure it's perfectly legitimate to shoot an armed, potentially hostile person,
Oh, for
and
fuck's
I
sake.
put the arm down. Look at me, I'm armless.
You son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
Out of this room. Out.
Absolutely heretical.
Alright, fine. Some people just got no sense of humour these days.
He looks at you in disbelief.
Hey, you got any of those painkillers?
I'll kill your pain in a second. He's still holding a pistol, by the way. If left to his work, he will examine the arm. He takes a little bit to do so.
Well, anything interesting?
I'll get back to you if he learns anything interesting because he needs to actually take some time to examine the stuff. So we'll go to Ven. Is anyone going with you, Ven?
I assume whoever I didn't leave with the medic here.
So that would be Lewis.
Alright,
I thought I was with the wing commander.
Could we
Yeah.
lose? That bacon.
No, that was the that was Ghoulie.
Oh, okay.
He'll make his character up after the session, so it's ready for next week.
Cool.
Alright, I knock at the wing commander's office door.
Come in.
I come in, I salute as like, acting first lieutenant Ven Vehemen, sir.
Addies.
I go at ease and it's like, Sarah, there's been a situation developing out in our investigation looking for First Lieutenant. What was the First Lieutenant's name again?
Zach
Right.
Breyer.
Zach Breyer, Sarah.
I like the idea you go in and like, who's the first lieutenant again? No, but he goes, yes. He gives you a bit of a questioning look.
We found the butchered body parts of what seem to be flight officers and ensigns in a local, in the nearby munition store.
He stands up, looks you very confused, and goes, what? Really?
I say like yes. I give the name of the officer of the ensigns who are guarding the stockpiles, and say like I just wanted him to report to you, to get his officer to report to you, and I report to Walloin. We know our first lieutenant's whereabouts and what we've discovered so far, which is basically fuck all.
Yeah. There is currently 3 wing commanders on the base.
3 wing
There is.
command.
They're the ones that brief you and oversee usually 1 to 2 squadrons of planes.
Yeah.
So there is currently 3 of those on base.
Alright, well, we're reporting to where one first.
Yeah, you're reporting to your one. He's very well. He gives you a bit of a questioning look. Is very well. Keep me updated and continue investigation.
Yes, sir. This is where I need to BRB, guys. I'll see you in a bit.
Okay, cool.
Right.
See ya. Lewis, do you go back after?
Yeah.
In the medibay, the ensign after Marlin has backed off, most likely at gunpoint, looks over the arms. He goes, "Well, The arm's being removed with a blade, by the looks of it, although quite hurried. Maybe mono knife, mono sword, possibly chainsword. It's a bit hard to tell. Quite brutally done, and also in a hurry, and decay has not helped. Same for the foot. As for the intestines, they seem to have just been ripped out of someone. But there's also blade marks on them. I can't quite make heads or tails of why they're bladed.
With blade marks on what?
The intestines.
Can I have a look?
Do you have Medicare?
I do not. But could I use common law war, or maybe Tactica Imperialis, to see, like, to try and to guess why there are these bladed things on the intestines?
Sure. War. Yeah, go with war.
Okay.
Don't. Tactical Imperialis is more like tactics.
Can I use fellowship for that?
Sure.
Cool. Oh no, never mind.
Pile of gooey bits. What more do you need to know? Yeah, he looks over. He's like, I don't know what did this. I mean, it could have been any number of people on the base. Most people have knives of some description or blades. Although the intestinal marks are very strange. Either the person was stabbed repeatedly in the stomach, or whatever removed it was like a bladed hand, bladed claw.
I've seen bladed claws before.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that then.
And some of those bloody enemy tech priests.
He shrugs. Could be one of those. Decent amount of strength, maybe a bit more than an average human. Not extremely strong, but certainly some strength. So, what do you guys do?
Ooh. I don't know. What do
Could
you
one of
guys
them
think?
one of those big ogre-looking folks have done something like this. Do you have any of those on this base?
No, this is almost exclusively Imperial Guard, Imperial Navy personnel. Ogrins are Imperial Guard, mostly.
So-
Likewise with the other human races. Oh my gosh, she was meshing me there. Oh. So, yeah, what do you do?
How about we split up and search for clues, gang?
Oh god.
Do one of you want to go get a dog first?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, you can, if you want to search about, that's fine, but you need to let me know where you're searching. There isn't many places within within an hour's walk of the airbase, for reference.
Yeah.
The majority of camp, it's about an hour's walk to the camp, but to get anywhere in camp takes a fair bit of time because it's quite busy.
Mhm.
So, there are obviously smaller places outside of the main camp, but to get anywhere, like, it does eliminate a lot of the, you know.
I'm pretty unfamiliar with this camp, both in and out of character, so...
The players are not particularly familiar, but effectively you're on a small airbase, or a medium-sized airbase that's being thrown together quite rapidly. There is a nearby main camp of the main spaceports, where a lot of the other guards are serving, but to get there takes a bit of time. It takes about maybe half an hour to get there, and then it's quite busy there. A lot of guardsmen regiments are rotating through there.
Does anyone have an Auspex?
I doubt it.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Can we maybe borrow one from the tech priests?
Yeah, who'd you ask?
I'll let Gray do the asking because he's actually an officer.
I would actually not ask Sparks himself because he seems to be acting quite suspicious himself. So maybe one of the lower ranking.
Yeah, you just like find one of the tech priests just sort of not doing much. And he's like, yes, can I help you? Yes, can I help you?
Yeah. Can we borrow an Auspex of you just for a few hours?
Well, I suppose it doesn't hurt. I should really stop holding my nose.
Yeah.
But no, I suppose I can allow you to.
Please unplug that voice module of you, clean it properly, and replug it.
Never.
Never!
Very well, I'll allow you to borrow one for a few hours.
I honestly couldn't think of a better way to do a tech priest voice at the moment. But no, yeah, he'll allow you to borrow an Auspex for a little bit for the day.
Yeah.
Takes you like 5 minutes to do all the paperwork he asks you to do. It's like sign here and 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 here, but not there.
Don't worry. Yeah. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
Yeah.
So yeah. And with that, can we use an Auspex for like tracking?
I will say in this instance, yes, you may try and use it to track. Although you'll have to have something to track.
Yeah.
So, does anyone know what size boots the first lieutenant wears?
We could just go to his apartment again and see if there's anything, any of his personal belongings that we could use as a primer.
That's a good idea.
So you go to his quarters, as Ven reported. They are turned over, although they don't seem... Give me awareness checks.
Plus 20 from the aspects.
Yes.
It's still a success.
So the first thing, Pickett, you notice the first thing you notice is that the room is not properly turned over.
Mm-hmm.
It's as though
Oh.
somebody started to turn over and then had to stop for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. Was interrupted, probably.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You scan around. There's no sign of blood here or anything like that.
Okay. Well, that only means they didn't abduct him right from his room, which is also worrying. So, someone get in here, started searching, was surprised, and then left without
Well-
a fight, apparently.
Whoever searched this room probably made a lot of noise. Surely someone around here must have heard it.
Yeah.
While it's not a major corridor, it is fairly busy. There's always someone walking down every minute or so
Mm.
to contact various officers. Like Ven's had to go, would have had to gone down here to contact your your wing commander.
Mhm.
So, do you want to give me in-crew rules if you want to ask around? You can have plus 20 because they're all like the people you tend to ask are low ranking and just like yes, of course, sir. Anything you say, sir.
Oh right, I actually passed the roll.
Yeah, you kind of step out, you glance around, you see a messenger go past and say, you kind of grab him, hey, did you hear anyone, like, rummage around in the lieutenant's room, recently? And the officer is like, no. Yeah, he was acting a bit strange, very early this morning, I think, actually. Like, pre-morning call, I heard a bit of noise. He said he just tripped over and bumped his foot.
And you're sure it was him?
Yeah, definitely his voice. You can give us, you don't need to do scrutiny, or you can do scrutiny if you want.
I'll try. Nope.
No, you don't know. You think he's probably telling the truth?
He sounds like he's telling the truth.
Yeah, he pops his head out and said, oh yeah, I had a message for him, what was it? It was from that tech priest, Sparks. Yeah, I had a message from Sparks. I don't know what it was, it was just a date slate, encrypted. Not uncommon for me.
Alright, and you say he was here early this morning. Okay.
Yes. Very early. So you guys probably get up about 6-ish?
Mhm.
Probably is the start of your morning. You get up, probably do some basic exercise, have breakfast, then have morning brief. Is probably the routine, I imagine. The runner says he was here about 4-ish in the morning.
Well, I guess we better go talk to that tech priest.
Yeah. The
Yes.
runner says, look, if there's nothing else, I'd like to finish his message and then go and have some sleep because I've been up all night.
Alright. Thanks for your help.
No worries. He goes off and does his thing. So yeah, who are you going to speak to now?
We should probably go talk to Sparks about that message that he left for the first lieutenant.
Okay, again, Sparks is rather easy to find. There aren't many people who are on the prototype project, and so they're all quite easy to find. But yeah, Sparks looks at you again, like, can I help you again today?
Stay away from my machines. They're mine.
Who did that and why?
Dear, he was referencing.
Yeah,
machines!
I know.
My
I know what he's referencing.
But anyway, yeah, he looks at you again. Like,
Sorry, just a quick question. Did the morphing thing work or not?
what morphine thing?
Oh, I didn't have it turned on. Oh well.
Oh, no, wait, yeah, your voice was, deeper. Oh,
It
deeper.
wasn't meant to be deeper.
There was some kind of weird filter on it, I could tell.
Yeah. So, yes, it did. But yeah,
Okay, good.
God damn it. You're not playing a tech priest, you're playing a Moradin.
I know.
I just had it lying around.
So he looks at you a bit more concerned this time. Yes, can I help you again?
Someone who actually knows this character should interrogate him. Not actually interrogate him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I have never met this character before.
Yes, you have.
Yeah,
Have I?
you have.
Yes.
I've never talked to him.
I mean, he doesn't really
Oh.
talk to you, he just tells you stuff. This is the tech priest that oversees the prototype project. So yes, he has told you about the planes once or twice before,
I see.
because you haven't missed a session as far as I'm aware. The first time you
Oh
were
yeah.
met...
He probably
Yeah.
has. Okay.
Hmm?
But like, he looks at you and goes, "Can I help you guys again?"
Hmm? It is again about our first lieutenant. You did send him a message this morning?
Yes, he requested some information sent to him ASAP, and I provided him with such information.
And did he act in any way strange when you last saw him?
Does someone give me a scrutiny roll? Or anyone can if they want. Just try and see what he's saying. Strange? How so? He's always acted a bit strange to me.
I was told that you had a message for him at about 0400 hours this morning. Can you tell me what that was about? Because that was the last time anyone saw him.
Yes, the message was just the latest readouts on some of the engine tests of the prototypes.
I'm gonna roll a scrutiny test and probably fail it,
Okay, cool.
but I believe in myself. Holy shit! Wait! Ah, god damn it! I thought it
It's
actually
fine
passed her.
because he failed. He actually failed really badly. You get the impression he's lying.
There's something you're not telling us here, Tech Priest.
It's obviously he's lying because no one sends test results at 4 AM in the morning.
What, even tech priests?
I don't know. I actually would have believed that because, well, yeah, Tech Priests.
They don't
He
work
probably
like
wouldn't
normal people.
care, like,
but-
oh, it's inconsiderate to send things to people at 4 in the morning, but
What is sleep?
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, you've talked to Smox a few times. He actually does have some basic social skills, and understand you guys do require things like sleep and food. He doesn't understand why you constantly whine about it. He just understands you constantly whine about it, and so tends to leave you to them. He clams up for a minute and then goes, "Look, he was onto something. I don't know what, and I didn't want to know what."
The problem is, whatever he was after probably has done him in now.
Sparks shrugs and then goes, "He wanted some test results. I had to call a few friends. Perhaps you can talk to them. I didn't understand. They're not my area of expertise. I'm not a Majos biologist, I'm a Majos engineer. I'm an engineer. Or whatever,
Okay.
artisan. That's the one."
Good. Who did he? Who did you contact for that?
He sighs and makes the GM open the contact thing. Vet Gallahan.
Fat guy. Okay. Do you at least know what sort of samples he did send, or have him analyze?
Yes, it was saliva off a cup and a bioluminescent orange liquid.
Okay. Okay. Good. That is. So we should probably seek out the Megascalen next.
Mm-hmm. I believe you have actually talked to him before.
That is entirely possible. It was someone that wanted us to capture live Xenos.
He actually wanted bodies off you guys.
Mm,
You're thinking of the other game.
yeah.
But yeah, if you head out into the camp,
Mm,
as I said, it's about half-hour walk. If any of you have a crew, you can tell that he would not have been able to get anywhere in camp if he was going here. So there is very few places he could have gone. But yeah, you get into camp. You take you a little bit of time. You eventually find the Majos. He's currently. You actually have to wait a little bit because he's currently operating on a. Doing an autopsy on a Xeno. He then comes out and looks at you. Have you got any bodies?
Unfortunately not. Rather, we have a problem, and you could eventually help us with that. The issue is our first lieutenant has disappeared.
First Lieutenant.
We know First Lieutenant Zach Breyer.
Oh, yes.
We know he commissioned you to analyze some sort of sample.
Oh, yes.
Some kind of bioluminescent fluid.
Yes, a very interesting substance actually. It's the blood of a Xeno. What I did not believe to be here. It's a Lasimol.
That is very bad. What sort of Xeno?
I am not sure. I have not heard someone bring me any subjects, alive or dead. I'd be most interested in if you were to capture one alive. He like puts his fingers together and grins.
The problem is we don't know what we are looking for. We know that apparently First Lieutenant Breyer was after this Xeno. That's why he did send you the blood sample. But now the First Lieutenant has disappeared as well.
Yes, it was a most interesting study. The Majos turns away from you and like rummages through, goes to a cogitator and starts typing. Yes, there's some very odd properties. Here is the file. Pulls out the file, plugs it into a data slate, transfers it over, hands it to you. While the sample was very small, and I was not able to do a full analysis, I suspect that it might have some sort of chameleon ability.
Oh, great.
I also detected traces of there was a second sample, the saliva. It was yes. There were traces of the Lysomol DNA as well as human DNA. It was interesting.
Lysi what?
Lacrimol?
Hmm?
Lacrimol.
Lacrimol, that's the one.
In character,
So,
I still wouldn't know what it is.
Yeah, in character you guys wouldn't know what that is.
Yeah, I just pronunciation.
Yeah.
I mean, I
how
don't know what
exactly
it is.
do you expect pilots to collect Xeno samples?
I can give you its number, son.
How intact does it need to be?
I would prefer it to be mostly intact, but the more intact the better. I can give you a stun baton for landing for a few days if you wish.
Are you willing to accept a certain level of melting?
No,
Okay.
no melting.
I'm back.
Also, do you prefer your Xenos rare, medium rare, or
He
I prefer
just
my
said
Xeno.
he prefers them alive.
Oh,
Yes.
alright, fine.
Okay, you're breaking on me now. What's this about Xenos?
So the party were able to track back roughly what the lieutenant was investigating. He seemed to be investigating a Xeno or some
A
sort.
Xeno. Okay.
And you've gone to find the tech priest the lieutenant was talking to about this, or at least run some tests for, and he's asked for the subject to be brought back alive.
Oh, fuck.
The other information that he doesn't not know but suspects is that it has some chameleon-like properties.
Oh. Who let Katachan on this fucking game?
You lit what?
Katachan.
No, there are no Katachan.
Katachan.
As far as I'm aware, there are no Katachan.
Yeah.
No, I was making a joke out of like the Katachan is full of horrible fucking lizard monsters.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't need to reference the Katachan to make horrible lizard monsters to fight you.
Deadlight just does that by himself.
Yeah.
It's a hobby.
Yeah, if you haven't established, I'm actually insane, because I'm now running a regiment of mounted emus.
Yep. Well, no, you're running an emo-mounted
Yeah,
regiment.
whatever. Yeah,
The
emu.
emus are coming. The emus are coming.
Yeah.
A regiment of people on emus.
Oh god, a regiment of mounted emus would be interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, mounted on emus. Got to get the wording right. But yes, he pulls out a stun baton. I suspect that it's calibrated to the Xeno. I'm not quite sure. And his manacles.
Okay.
They're just normal manacles.
The problem is, if it's such a great canary line, how are we supposed to find it? Can you probably modify an Auspex to spot it?
That's actually a good idea, like thermal visioning and such.
He thinks for a moment. If I had a bigger sample, I might be able to. I suspect that it would continue to bleed orange blood regardless of its form. So you could just go about and cut everyone?
We aren't the Megas biologist. We can't just randomly cut up people.
He shrugs. I don't know. I've got a whole fresh subject to study. And then he gestures to some pick screens, and there's like a holding cell with some Heronians in there. I've got to get through to them. I've got so much backwork. I've got so much of backlog here.
Yeah.
If you were to bring me a larger sample of DNA, I might be able to calibrate an Auspex to detect it.
Okay, so we need to win this thing somehow.
Yeah. But the problem is, we first have to find it.
That is not my job. Now, if there's anything else, please, by all means, ask. But as I said, I have a big backlog.
Yeah, no, then we won't trouble you any longer.
He nods. Who's got the stun button?
Probably Morden, because no one else is really good in melee.
Alright.
I'm sorry, but
I have squishy civilian pilot arms. I
have.
Isn't that everyone in this party?
Yeah. My weapon skill is ridiculously low.
But yeah. If you do a cold shot to the target against an armored section, you automatically trigger shocking. And it does 1d10 impact, melee, primitive 7. Shocking. You don't need primitive training, you just need any sort of weapon training. You suspect, however, it won't work on normal people as well. But yeah. What do you do now?
Good question.
You are in camp. If you are really stumped, you can give me a logic test, and I will try and hint you in the right direction.
I mean, yeah, the problem is we have to find either Briar or someone else that is acting oddly.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to leave the game for right now.
Okay,
Mm.
no worries. Thanks for turning up, Gallo.
Alright, just assume Ben is off doing work for the Wing Commander or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fine. No worries. Cool. Catch you later.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm
We
gonna
could
roll on
either-
the test.
Cool.
Hmm?
Go for it.
Wow.
Okay.
Whoa, I'm on point with these things I'm not trained in.
Mhm.
Okay. First off, there is only about 3 places that the Wing Commander could Brian could have gone if he left camp and got back within an hour.
Mhm.
So that is really easy to track. You could also try and work out who had access to the armory. While a lot of people can just walk in, not everyone can, and most people tend to sign in and out when they enter the munitions. How many degrees of success you get? Is that 2? 3?
2.
2. Yeah, I'll give you those 2 hints then.
Yeah. Let's
Alright.
check the armory as
Yeah, let's go. The body parts were 3 days old. You think you said?
Yeah, they're about 3 days old. The
Okay.
optician
Yes.
said 3 days old.
So let's see who has been there in the last 3
Yeah, I
days.
go look for the quartermaster and request to see the sign-in log for the armory.
There is a quartermaster that oversees everything, but the signing logs are for the separate armories because it's quite a large amount of munitions you store there.
Oh, okay. Then I'll
There's,
go.
it's not just munitions that are stored there as well. It's spare parts for the planes, which is quite extensive because they are prototypes, and so trying to work out what actually works is quite tedious half the time. But yeah, you check in. There aren't that many people that check in. One of them is your. A few of them are ensigns, but they seem to be taking stuff out. There are 3 people that catch your interest that took stuff into that room. One is the armorer himself, the quartermaster. Sorry. One is a wing commander, not yours, but one of the other normal Imperial Navy, and one of them is a. It's just a normal ensign, just a random ensign.
My money's on the random ensign.
The random ensign took in 2 small boxes. The quartermaster took in about a dozen large boxes, and the flight commander took in 5 boxes.
How big were the boxes containing the body parts?
Doesn't say. Oh,
I
body-
mean, like we found the
No.
boxes, so we have an idea, right?
Yeah.
They weren't that big.
So it could be all 3 of them.
Well, because there were 3 boxes, at least I think, because there was
Yeah, a foot
There was
and
2
arm
limbs and some
say
organs.
in this time. 3 boxes.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, you found 3 boxes of body parts in your searching. There are, as I said, there are other. They're not armories per se, but they're storage areas.
Shall we investigate the flight commander?
As I said, it's not your flight commander. Your flight commander is from the Ansadora.
Yeah.
They are just flight commanders of other aspects of the Imperial Navy. So, the one in question oversees Valkyries. A Valkyrie wing. Oh, 2 Valkyrie wings, sorry. And are troop transports for various regiments. So,
Um, at this point, I regret not having sleight of hand trained. Otherwise, I would try to, like, pretending an accident and scratching the quartermaster or something.
I mean, you could try it, but
Mm.
What are the 3 places that the first lieutenant could have gone? You mentioned there were 3 places outside of camp.
yeah, there are 3 places that he could have gone in this time frame. One of them is a small shrine that's been set up.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is a odd chimera that's just seemed to be parked out in the middle of nowhere. And the third one is a small, like, community. Which isn't that odd. There are, like, small little villages that are sprung up around the camp, the main camp. So there's a small shrine that's been set up that's a sort of memorial. It's slowly been growing in size. But people tend to go there because it's quite quiet and not many people go there. Because it's outside of camp. And you don't get shouty people at you. The second one is obviously a small chimera, a single random chimera, with no insignia, oddly enough. And the third one is a small tent village.
That single random chimera is pretty suspicious.
Yeah.
Okay. You go to the single random chimera. There's it's been set up inside a small ruin. It's like it was just like a few houses at one point, like a small hamlet that was leveled in the fighting. The chimera there just sat there. You can hear the engine rumbling, but aside from that,
yeah, I keep my revolver ready and have a look if is the camera open or
no.
no?
No. Actually, looking at it, the top hatch is open, but the back hatch isn't.
Okay. So I'll climb on top and have a look into the top hatch.
Yeah, you peer into the top hatch. Mist and a odd green light spill out of it.
Creepy. Yeah. What do?
What do you do? Do you, what are the rest of you guys doing? The other two.
I was kind of standing back and being very wary of this strange unmarked chimera that's running in the middle of nowhere.
I have my gun drawn and charging.
Okay. I will knock on the steel beside the hatch.
I take a full aim at right next to Grey.
I draw my gun.
You knock on the chimera. Behind and above both Moradin and Lewis, you hear a mechanical voice. Can I help you?
I'll spin around as I hear the voice to see what or who is there.
There is a tall, spindly, 8-foot tall person, clad in black armor, with multiple mechadendrites. Instead of a face, he just has a faceplate with a green cross. He has wings and about, I think it's like 3 or 4 mechadendrites.
He has wings?
Yes, he has mechanical wings. And he is just looming above the guardsman and the other pilots.
And
My first
who in the Emperor's name are you?
Did you just say you shoot him?
No, I'm like that's what my first instinct is, but I'm not actually going to do it.
If anyone points their gun at him, he just like waves a hand dismissively. Put the thing away.
Right,
And
fine.
he Huh?
Fine, I lower it, but it's still charged.
Yeah, he strolls out over to the Chimera, and without doing anything, the back hatch opens. As I am Xavier. Can I help you through? Also, please get off my Chimera. You're getting muddled.
Yeah.
But what are you doing out here?
Working. I run a discreet operation.
You're being somewhat suspicious there.
Yeah, this is hardly discreet. This is more suspicious than discreet.
Yeah.
He shrugs.
Do you belong to any regiment?
Wydan, although currently part of the Wydan attachment to clans.
I don't trust him.
Yeah. Well, we are actually looking for someone that might have visited you in the past. I'll show him a picture of Briar. Have you seen that guy?
Perhaps. What is it worth to you?
What do you trade in?
The simplest of things. Amasek.
Mine, no.
Hmm?
It's mine, hands off.
Do I have any Amasek?
You might have,
I thought.
and you might have some Amasek rations,
Hmm?
because don't forget you are an officer. So
Yeah. Yeah, offer dose.
he takes it, sighs. His hand seems to, for a few moments, seems to split apart as he like makes it disappear into his robes. But you're not quite sure if his hand does because it moves so fast, and then returns to normal. I suppose that will do. Yes, not much information. Cool. He came here asking about a particular xeno species. I hadn't heard of it before. He had no evidence of it, except some bioluminescent fluid, which I now believe to be blood, but the sample was quite small.
Yeah, that fits what your colleague has told us.
Bah!
Hmm?
Do not trust the words of that old.
Anyway, do you know anything more about this Xeno?
It has chameleon-like properties. It would be able to appear like a guardsman, or another pilot, or whatever. Very interesting specimen. I'd be interested in acquiring such a specimen, or any sort of specimen, really. Xeno, human, heretic, it's all the same to me. Just discreetly. You get the impression that if he could smile, he would be smiling evilly at this point.
Yeah. See, the problem is we believe that, or I believe that particular Xeno has, that instead of our first lieutenant catching that Xeno, it turned out the other way around.
Most unfortunate.
The problem is it's probably now wreaking havoc within our flight base, so if you have anything that could help us finding that thing.
No, but your first lieutenant did leave me something. Safeguard. He goes into the Chimera and comes out with a data slit.
An ornament and a safeguard?
Hmm?
An ornament and a safeguard?
Ornament? What?
No, sorry, it's what's written on the pound coin.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I didn't know. I hadn't actually looked at the pound coin in ages. But no, he waves out vaguely. Does anyone take it off him?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Not giving her a name.
Yep. He left that with me. I could decode it, but it would cost some more MSEC.
I'll offer
we
my
have,
ration.
like,
If you offer your ration, he'll take that, take the data slate back. This time you do see his hand split apart as a few wires come out, click into the side. The data slate lights up, flashes with a bunch of different colours, then he unplugs and it's back to normal. He hands it back to you. If you have any other business or any more MSEC.
Not currently. If you find any interesting specimen, we'll let you know.
Or any interesting samples of MSEC.
Yeah.
He nods, walks into the chimera, and the door just closes up behind him. By the way, the entire time you couldn't quite see into the chimera, but it didn't look normal. There was an eerie green light and mist pouring out of it the entire time.
Yeah.
It just closes back up, and it's just back to a chimera in the middle of nowhere, running.
Holy shit.
How to make Xavier the most creepiest person.
Bloody tech priest.
Yeah, and I thought the normal cockboys are creepy, but that one takes the cake.
Yes. So yeah, what do you do?
Let's head back to camp and have a look at what's on that data slate.
So you have a look at the data slate. If this was a board, it would be one of those red string walls. It's the easiest way. It's like a bunch of half-written notes and like copies of reports, and it's all a bit hard to understand. If any of you sit down and try and spend some time to study it, you eventually like, after a bit of time, you find a list of about 2 to 3 dozen personnel who have gone missing on various air bases since the initial landing.
Oh. Okay.
Do we know any of them?
No, they're just ensigns, and most of them are ensigns. What would be an appropriate law? Commerce would be appropriate here. Linguistics low Gothic -10 would be fine. Logic, bureaucracy.
Navy?
Navy would work, yeah. Common law Navy would work.
Alright, I'll give that a shot.
I'm quite loose with when it comes to these sort of tests. If you don't have the appropriate law to suggest something else, you should have common law Imperial Navy.
Yeah, everyone has that one.
I haven't.
But that's because you're a guardsman.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, all the pilots have that. Rather.
I'm a pilot, honest.
Shut up.
Stop pretending.
Bad, dear. Bad. Yeah, you look. Edgar and Pickett, you notice 2 names seem to crop up that catch your eye. One is of a quartermaster, and one is of the 3rd flight commander, wing commander.
Is that the same wing
quartermaster
that dropped off those boxes?
It is.
My God.
The quartermaster we were talking with shows up on that list.
Yes.
And the flight commander that brought boxes.
No.
Okay.
There is the 3rd flight commander of the base. So one is of the Azadora, one is of Valkyries, and one is of Marauders, which are the heavy bombers the Imperium uses. Well, it's actually Marauder wing and a escort wing of Lightnings. So.
That makes our quartermaster quite suspicious.
It
If
does
he's
indeed.
missing,
It does indeed. So,
you said that Galen said that stun stick he gave us only probably works on the species it's calibrated for, right?
that's correct. Also, randomly stabbing someone in the middle of camp is probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably. Have Moradin do it.
No thanks.
Oh.
You are the sneaky one.
I am also rather attached to my skin, however.
Yeah. And if anyone's going to stab something somewhere, that would be you.
Okay, Boom is asking about running regiments. I'll talk to him in a bit. So yeah, anyway. What do you guys do now with this knowledge? You're back at the airbase.
I say we go up and accuse him of being a Xeno.
Yes, he's obviously an LR.
Why suddenly an elder?
Squid Elder. Sorry.
Dark Elder.
Squid elder.
Dr. Zoidberg.
Maybe if we tell Xaver that he's a Dark Elder, he'll just disappear by himself, right?
You don't know that!
I don't know that, no.
No.
So, what do you do?
Do we trust our flight commander?
Your flight commander is only being recently deployed here because you guys have been recently deployed here.
I trust our flight commander.
Yeah.
For so far on the war, he's stayed on the Shield Vansadora, which is your normal airbase.
Yeah.
I don't trust anyone because I'm paranoid.
Yeah, we know.
But if I were to trust someone, it would be our flight leader.
Yeah. Let's find him and see. So that we basically not randomly stab people, but stab people with official orders.
He's in his office again. You notice now that he's got an Ensign shotgun outside his door. The ensign looks a bit confused, but just kind of salutes you, lets you pass.
Yeah. Yeah, we show him the data slates, both. And yeah, from what we have gathered, there might be a Xeno within the base that has the ability to disguise as a guardsman, to convincingly disguise itself as a human. And
I actually, standing behind him, I make the little like corkscrew motion with my finger. The ensign, or the guy holding the shotgun.
He's outside the office.
Yeah, he's
right?
outside the office.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay. And we suspect that this Xeno might be behind the disappearance of First Lieutenant Breyer.
The flight commander looks over and is like, well, accusing someone of being a Xeno is quite radical.
Yes.
Very radical.
Yeah.
It might be better to try and level off something that's a bit easier. I assume there is some way to test that this person is a Xeno once arrested.
Yes, there is. Just taking a blood sample should be enough, and if it's glowing orange, it is the Xeno we are looking for.
He nods. Very well, that's an easy test to do. It might be better to try and level off some sort of other charger to get them into custody. once in custody, it's much easier to bloody someone, even if it is by accident.
We found parts of corpses within the armory.
And
there have only been 3 people delivering boxes into the armory in the time that the parts have been there.
And we pretty much confirmed that one of them isn't the one doing it. The number of boxes doesn't line up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either him or the quartermaster.
Yeah. Still, if we're going for an official investigation about the murder, then then it looks less suspicious if we just have the 2 of them questioned, but rather have all 3 questioned, so we can make sure we don't. So let's say we're being cautious there, and have all 3 tested.
Very well.
We don't know if maybe one of the boxes has been there longer. Yeah. So it would be this ensign. Name goes here. Quartermaster and the flight commander, whichever.
He nods. He goes, very well. That is reasonable enough. Although, bearing in mind the quartermaster does do work for a lot of other people, could it easily been a tech priest or someone else setting it up?
Yes, that is true.
So, I suggest you get a bit more concrete evidence. If you need any access to any sort of paperwork, you are more than willing. I am more than willing to provide you what I can.
Well, we have the body parts themselves and the boxes they were in. We have the logs of who signed in with boxes, transporting boxes. We have a word of 2 tech priests that First Lieutenant Breyer was looking for this particular xeno with glowing orange blood.
Well, if you believe you have enough evidence, you are more than willing to try and arrest. Otherwise, continue your investigation.
Do we even have the authority to do that?
He can give you the authority. He can't do it to another wingmaster, but he might be able to. He's. It's a bit sketchy for the quartermaster. Because they're technically he's technically the same rank as both the quartermaster and the wing commander. Because there is a base commander, but the base commander isn't on base. Wah, wah. The base commander hasn't been on base since the base was established.
Yeah.
And then lucky stray ordnance managed to catch him when the base was set up.
Oh well. So we don't have a base commander.
No. So while you can attempt to arrest, it might spark something.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try and go into the camp and try and find someone higher ranking to facilitate for you, but
yeah, that is a problem.
yes. It is up to you how you wish to test. I did begin a discreet investigation of one of the ensigns, one or two of the ensigns I trust, to search through the rest of the armory, see if anything else was turned up.
We should go arrest that ensign that signed in.
That much you can do without much issue.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think if we start from the bottom and work our way up through this list, the bottom one doesn't raise much suspicion. Some random ensign got arrested for something. It's not important. Like, if there is a Xenos traitor on the base, or a Xenos infiltrator, that probably good chance that won't tip it off.
Yeah.
Then by all means, go and arrest him.
Well,
Stop right there, criminal scum.
yeah. Just we have to find.
Khajiit has not stolen anything. Khajiit is innocent of this crime.
Ensign has not stolen anything. Ensign is innocent of this crime. Ensign wishes to continue walking. Ensign does not know why he talks about himself as an ensign, as opposed to using his real name. Ensign is now quite confused. So, yeah, you find him. He's easy enough to find. He's moving boxes in a warehouse.
Yeah.
He looks at the three of you.
Ensign
Yes?
Blank, you are being detained under suspicion of. What are we actually? What are we actually arresting him for?
Smelling bad.
Suspicion of either murder or hiding of evidence, hiding of body parts.
Yes, what he
Murder
said.
He looks at you really confused. What? Is this about Johnson? He went missing about 3 or 4 days ago. Command just assumed he'd gone AWOL.
I'm gonna roll a scrutiny test to see, try and figure out if his confused reaction seems genuine or not.
Okay. Seems genuine.
No.
Anyone else can roll scrutiny if they wish.
If only we had it trained.
Well, that failed miserably.
Oh.
The ensign is being genuine.
Okay.
Cool. Yes,
This is. I explained that body parts were found in the warehouse. He was one of the people that did deliver boxes there, and this is basically on in the course of the investigation that we'll have him temporarily detained.
Okay. The ensign is willing to help you in the investigation of the disappearance of Johnson, which is the person you now suspect to be dead. He informs you that he was actually working in the warehouse he's working in now. He doesn't know exactly what he was doing, but
What? He doesn't know exactly what he was doing in the warehouse.
no, what the other
He's working.
Johnson was doing in the warehouse.
Ah, okay.
He knows what he was doing.
What am I doing?
What am I doing here? Why am I moving these boxes constantly?
Yeah.
You ever wonder why we're here?
No, because I don't think that existentially. I just make regiments about people riding on emus.
Yeah.
Why are
But yeah.
they here?
Why are they here? So yeah, what do you do? He's arrested. You can get some ensigns to arrest the ensign.
Ensigns, arrest the ensign!
Yeah.
Ensign, arrest this man.
Arrest this. But yeah, okay, he's detained.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Basically, as part of the thing, we will take a blood sample of him to like confirm his identity or something, or whatever we tell him.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can take a blood sample.
Yeah. We do
It's
that.
probably normal human blood, right?
It is, in fact, normal human blood. He is
Whoa.
perfectly normal human.
Okay.
You're free to go.
But what if it can spill no more blood?
My god, it's evolving. It's evolved past orange blood. Now it has normal blood.
No, I mean, we were already suspecting that it wasn't the ensign. We are just
Confirming.
Confirming. So
yeah. Exactly.
you have now confirmed the ensign is not the murderer. What would you like to do now?
Yeah, we have the
See, I think it's the
quartermaster.
quartermaster.
The
It
ensign
just-
did say that the guy that was killed was working here on the day.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems likely it's easy for a quartermaster to be around a warehouse area without it looking suspicious. He has access to the implements to do it if necessary. I don't know. It's just that's my gut feeling.
Okay, that's fine.
But does he have probable cause?
You don't know.
Filthy Xenos don't need probable cause for anything. They're savage, horrifying beings.
Yeah.
So, what do you do?
So, is
I
it possible for us to detain the quartermaster?
Not without good evidence.
Mhm. And we.
You need something substantial other than he took boxes into a warehouse, dead body.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm trying to not make this murder mystery hard, but
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The problem is we know how we could confirm or refuse the suspicion.
Why don't we just
We
shoot
can stab him,
all of them?
obviously.
Why don't we just shoot all the suspects? Right, one of them's got to be the Xenos.
Yeah, we can totally afford to lose both the quartermaster and the wing command and one of the wing commanders on just a hunch.
We don't need to kill them outright.
so
Hmm.
Is of the enzymes and what have you working in the warehouse? Do we have anyone that's often working with the quartermaster?
this is the thing. The quartermaster just seems to get whoever's assigned to him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, no. When did the original, according to our list, the quartermaster had disappeared at some point?
no, didn't. It's one of the names on the list. That doesn't have, like, the list of you got are, you like if you check against any sort of database, are mostly people missing. There's a few names on there that aren't, but only the quartermaster and the wing commander are on that list, are on this base at this time. As far as you can work out.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
If you would like to make a logic test, I can give you some more hints.
Yeah, I'm really bad at murder mysteries.
This is fine.
So, Deadlight, what do I think?
What do you
No
think if you
idea.
found the scene of the crime? That would really help.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's have a search around then.
Probably that lonesome shrine. That seems the most likely place.
Yeah,
for-
let's go check out the two other
Probably.
locations that we could.
Yeah,
Shrine,
Can you
I
tell
guess.
I watch a lot of murder mystery. I really enjoy CSI.
Oh, but the butler did it.
I will actually shoot you.
Yeah.
The butler
however,
rarely
there are
does it.
no butlers here.
Okay, so you go out to the exclusive shrine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small shrine. It seems to, from what you can tell, it seems to have been a misfired HAB building
Mhm.
that has landed completely off target, and it's kind of skew-if.
It's kind of what?
Skew-if.
Skew-if?
Yeah, it's not flat.
Oh.
It's at a slight angle. It's like leaning.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
What?
I just never heard that word before. Sorry.
Skew-if. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
That's probably slang from Cardiff then, because I hear that every now and again.
Like this?
Yeah, it's kind of like skewed, but skew if
Yeah,
it's...
I was like, are you saying skewed but weird? I'm trying. I assumed that's what the word you were going for, though. So.
I didn't know that was slang, actually. Because I know lush is slang over here.
Oh, hey, it is in the Cambridge Dictionary. I'm not sure
Skew
if it
it.
is slang. Yeah.
Oh wow, it's just a word no one uses. Okay, fair enough then. You've all learnt something today.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, the building is skewed. It's not level.
All right, let's have a look around. Are there people here?
Not really. It's kind of empty.
So
There's like some old man just like praying in the corner.
Is there some sort of chaplain or?
From what you can tell, there isn't.
Okay.
There's lots of like the altar itself is slightly cracked, but it's covered in small donations.
Okay.
There's dozens of altar bowls and this, that, and the other. The small man in the corner just like eyes you up suspicious, like glances at you, but then goes back to praying. He's at like a number of small shrines have been set up in the corners for various things. You don't recognise any of them. So, like they're minor saints, probably from different regiments. They've just been erected haphazardly.
Yeah. We
There
still
are-
have the auspics, right?
Mhm.
Can I try and scan for
Yeah, you can give me an awareness test.
what it is?
Yeah, I'm just gonna look around for anything out of the ordinary.
You can still give me a tech use test as well.
Okay.
Wait, tech use test to do what?
The Auspex allows you to do a tech use test at +0.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the rest of you can give me your
Normal awareness. Yeah.
normal awareness.
Okay, I am not aware. I'll be right back.
Yeah. I don't find anything normally, but the scan works.
Yeah, you as you scan around. Everything doesn't pick up much, so you flick through the settings, just like. Suddenly, you go to not life science. You go to organic matter as you're just flicking. You notice that one of the larger subshrines is showing a lot of organic matter.
Yeah, let's have a closer look at that shrine then.
The shrine appears to be of a some sort of female officer or guard. Somebody has hastily put in like. It seems like the base is some sort of metal or dull stone. Sorry, dull metal or stone, and the to like decorate it, they've put over a uniform, but it's quite a battered uniform. It seems to be of the.
I'm back.
Welcome back. It seems like an Ikaran uniform has been put over it, but it's clearly not the right one because somebody's painted over different symbols on the shoulder pads and stuff. But yeah, you look at it as showing organic matter.
Okay. Is
Okay, so what was discovered while I was gone?
There is a large amount of organic matter from one of the shrines.
A mound of organic matter.
A large amount.
Oh.
And investigating the shrine, it's like of some sort of guardsman saint.
Is there anything like any sort of hatch or stuff things could be stuffed into?
No, the shrine itself just appears to be about a human-sized statue, effectively. It's kind of like wired to the back wall, so it doesn't fall over. As you look closer at it, you realise there isn't actually that many offerings at the bottom. A lot of the other ones have a fair number of offerings. This one just doesn't really have much. It's got some, but not much. Like a few candles, a few offerings. Considerably less than the other ones.
Hey, can you use that Auspex to track this biological matter?
Yeah, can I?
You could, yeah, definitely could. You scan around. There is seems to be a small pool near one of the other shrines.
Mm-hmm.
And as you look closer, you realise there's dried blood. Like, it's into the stone and the floor is quite muddy. It's, as I said, this place isn't well kept.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as you look closer, there's like dried blood, and then if you go over to the the trail leads over to the shrine.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
old man is now watching you like a hawk. You suspect he might be a chaplain, but
Mm-hmm.
I watch him back.
Yeah.
can I help you?
Maybe.
He squints his eyes slightly.
This definitely looks like there has been some sort of fighting in this chapel.
Fighting? Not that I know.
Yes. Are you around here frequently? Actually, wait. Can you use the Auspex to scan how old that blood is? Like how long it's been there? I'm still very unclear of what the Auspex seems to just be able to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's just a universal scanner because 40k.
Mm-hmm.
It's been there about a week, you suspect.
Were you here about a week ago, sir?
I was out to get food. I care for this place as best I can.
I'm gonna scrutinize him.
Okay.
Excuse me,
I
sir.
probably
Have you
should
seen
have
any
wasted that
corpses?
quality roll to determine whether or not he's probably not
He
lying.
is completely not lying.
Okay. Then you probably don't know anything about this.
About what? About a week ago. Yes, I remember now. That shrine over there. The one you are waving your doohickey at. Was installed about a week ago. I was not here at the time. As I said, I was getting food.
Oh, so the shrine is that recent.
Yes, it's not uncommon. There is another recent one as well. It was only put up about 2 days ago. He points to like a small. There's like effectively like a small. Somebody set up an ammo box upside down, empty, and then put like a small statuette of something. Like another, you know, and like there's a few offerings around it, and like a few candles on the box.
Using the Auspex and sort of triangulating, can I locate where in relation to the statues this amount of organic matter is? Is it like under it or?
You suspect it, if it's anywhere, it's like the other side, maybe in the wall, or maybe in the statuette itself. The guy is just watching you, the three of you, from basically, mostly Moradin because he's watching you back.
Yeah. Yeah. It is that an officer has disappeared. No, but there have been disappearances in a nearby base which we are investigating.
No, that is a shame.
It is indeed.
I don't know if I can help you. I mostly stay here. I visit the nearby camp to get supplies.
Yeah. If I just knock on the statue, can I hear if it's hollow or?
It's not hollow. You knock on it. The guy like reaches out a hand weakly. He's like, oh, "What are you doing? Don't touch the statues!" Ah! But it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like stone. It doesn't feel like metal. It's kind of squishy.
It's kind of squishy.
Yeah, it's not quite. It's not as solid as it looks. Like it looks like stone or a dull metal, but when you touch it, it's got a bit of give. But like it springs back.
Okay.
And there's now a few cracks where you pushed it.
What is the statuette made out of?
As I said, it appears to be a dull stone or metal.
Dull stone, okay.
With a Karin uniform put over the top, but then somebody's painted on the Icarian uniform to make it look like something else.
This is very, 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 very creepy statue. If it's
Yeah.
Like
giving like. You were starting to say something.
He said he'll be right back.
Okay.
Huh.
Creepy statue that is not made of stone or metal as it looks like. And
Yeah, that stun
large-
baton we have.
Mhm.
It's keyed to the Xenos it's built for, right?
Yeah.
So why not just like poke both of the suspects with it and see what happens?
That.
Th-
I mean,
that is.
that
one
would
of
work.
the-
It would work. I think we'd
But-
get arrested right after that, and then
that is
probably
the problem.
executed for sailing
pokes it
superior
the wrong
officers
one.
with stun batons.
It's only a 50% chance that we get the wrong one, right? If we only have two suspects.
What if it turns out that it's neither of them? Then we just get double arrested.
And hey, if they don't know it's us,
Yeah, but
See, that's
how-
barely better than my idea earlier, where we just walk up and stab them and see if they bleed orange.
Fair
It's like a step above it. It's definitely a better plan than that one. But
I'm back. I've got hot
Right,
response
hello.
now. So what are you doing? Apart from creeping out about the statue.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I mean, we have that creepy statue now. It's apparently squishy, despite looking like it's made of stone.
which is very weird.
The place where you pushed is actually cracked slightly.
Yeah.
Like cracks, but it's
Yeah,
squishy.
there's a few cracks on where you squished.
So
Huh.
it's chitinous of some sort.
Maybe. If you stand there and like look at it a bit confused for a few moments, you catch a strong smell. Smells of death.
Okay. That is very concerning.
What do you do?
I'm rather sure that my I asked the crypt keeper if he knows if that statue is supposed to contain any sort of reliquary, or if there's supposed to be something dead in there.
Dead? No,
Dead.
there shouldn't be anything dead in
It-
there.
Well, it definitely smells like it, and the scanner also registers a lot of organic matter in the statue.
I don't know what you're on about. It just appeared one day.
Wait, so this appeared one day.
Yes, what was out?
I know that is borderline iconoclasm, but may I cut a sliver off the statue?
He just like gibber, like he's absolutely horrified at the idea of this. Bearing in mind he is also an old man.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I'm asking him and not just taking this
Very well,
sliver away.
you heretic.
We are currently pursuing a heretic. We are not heretic.
You take us thither.
Cease your accusations.
Caesar. Yeah, I would take a small cut or sliver of the statue.
Okay,
And
where are you
then-
taking it from? Like, how are you doing this? Are you I assume you're using your knife, but are you like taking a bit of the surface off, or are you like cutting the tip of the finger?
There where I already pushed it, where it's cracked, I'll take a piece of the surface and a bit of what's behind.
You
So,
stick your knife in,
Mhm.
and it goes in really easily. Far
Okay.
easier than it should do. You cut a little bit out. You take it out.
Mhm.
And you realise the underneath is actually flesh.
Yep.
But there's very, very little blood.
Okay. Yeah. I showed that to
Wait,
the.
the shrine is a Xenos. The entire shrine.
No, no, no. The shrine
alive
is
and
a
eats you.
corpse
No.
that's been. The shrine is a corpse that's been drained of blood.
Yes, the man is absolutely horrified and tells you, he's like, "No, get out of here! It's defiling this temple!" No! And then he faints.
We'll take the
He's fainted.
offensive effigy with us
Yeah,
because
he's passed out.
that thing is obviously heresy and should not be in any emperor-fearing temple.
Yes.
Right, apologies, I'm back.
Yeah,
Welcome
it turns
back.
out the statue
Okay,
is a
so-
dead
The statues of what?
body. Dead body.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
And upon the discovering this, the old man has passed out.
Assuming it's not like a 600-year-old saint dead body, but like a really
About a week
recent
old.
one.
No, it's relatively fresh.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you cut it
Um,
down, you realise that the reason why it was acting how it was because it was painted flesh.
Oh, okay.
Well, we will take that thing back to our Medicare. And,
And we could give it to the creepy tech priest instead.
or yeah, that might also work.
Who do you give it to?
Yeah.
You have like I assume you've got a day release ground car,
Hmm.
so it's not
Um,
too hard to transport it.
Yeah. The problem is, can Creepy Tech Priest find out who that was?
Maybe.
Could be.
Hmm?
Maybe.
Yeah. So, yeah, just let's try Creepy Tech Priest.
Okay. His chimera is still
Hmm?
parked in the middle of nowhere, being creepy.
Hmm? Knock knock.
Door opens. He steps out. Oh, hello again.
Yeah.
Only some Amsec.
We've found you a rather interesting sample.
He
Statue.
glances over to the ground car.
Yeah. It was disguised as a statue of a minor Xeno and stored in the nearby chapel shrine.
Wait. Wait. It wasn't disguised as a statue of a minor Xeno. It was
A minor
disguised as a
saint.
statue of a minor saint.
Minor Saint.
Disguised as a
Saint.
Renian. Wow.
I'm sorry. Anyways, could you try and find out who that was? You may keep the remains afterward.
No, I can try. I shall try.
Mhm.
Very well, bring it in. He gestures for you to bring it in.
Yeah, we'll drag it into the camera.
It is as creepy as you suspected. It is full of, there are a number of stanks with half-formed, possibly Xeno, possibly human bodies in there. A lot of samples cut into smaller jars. A large cogitator bank, which you can access. You're not quite sure where the mist is coming from. It just seems to be spontaneous. As though just the sheer room is generating it. He folds out an operating table out of one of the walls, gestures you to put the body on. His other hand now splits open into what appears to be a series of surgical tools, and he starts to just perform the operation. It absolutely reeks when he starts cutting it open, because it's about a week-old carcass that had been there's goo dripping off it. It's not pleasant at all. Even for pilots who have seen bodies, this is pretty grim.
Yeah.
He cuts away the armor, just discarding it. Starts opening the thing. He doesn't say much, but he does note anything interesting. Body seems to be completely lacking blood. Interesting. There appears to be 2 large bite marks into the neck.
They sucked his brains out.
No, his
nope.
blood.
Nope, he's still
Okay.
got brains. And he just like... it's
Looks
just
like the bug was inside his brain.
like if you say that, he like,
Wrong
cuts the brain
franchise.
open, it's like, no, the brain's still there. Like, shows you the top of the head, and it's just like goo from all
cool.
the brain.
The tech priest clearly doesn't understand that all of our characters are actually quoting sci-fi movies that exist in the universe.
Doesn't care.
Yeah.
Highly inaccurate, whatever. But yeah. He's actually kind of interested. While the body is decomposing, it hasn't been touched by bugs or the elements, so it's all there. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not the best subjects, but condition is quite poor, but no elemental damage, no insects. Very well. I suppose I can count that as a bit of a payment towards something. Did you need something? Medical supplies?
Oh, you wanted information. Although, do you have a way of drawing blood without anyone noticing?
I suppose I could make something. I mean, it's very hard to draw blood with without someone noticing, but I can make a way that you could draw blood a bit more discreetly.
Cool.
That would be helpful.
Uh,
Also,
he-
can you tell who that was?
Oh, was I meant to?
Yes, that's kind of why we brought him here.
Yeah.
He looks over unusual stock, Voidborn. Given the calluses on his hand, or what's left of his hand, I would say worker, so ensign. Oh, here's some dog tags. Here you go. Throw some at him.
Oh, I gave him a look of bewilderment. Like, you could have started with that look.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't actually care. Like,
yeah.
he was far more interested in studying the body than he was for working out the identity.
Yeah. Who
he
was it,
then-
by the way?
It's just some random ensign.
Okay.
It's like no one important. He then goes and gets a data slate. He like breaks apart half of it, fiddles with it, reassembles it, and then hands it to you. The button is rigged to with a small blade. If anyone was to press the on button, it would cut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
It's not drawing blood, but it would allow you to see the subject's blood quite easily.
Well, you just
Yeah.
go up to someone and say, push this button.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Alright.
it is a data slate.
Yeah.
What more do you want? It's a discreet way.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's more discreet than walking up and stabbing people. So
Mm-hmm.
I find that is... No, that can be very discreet.
Do you have any really fast-acting painkillers?
Well, there was substance number 3, but he looks at you.
I give Modern a very odd look. Why? Are you even in pain?
Do you like your eyes?
Yes.
Then I don't recommend substance number 3.
Okay. No, I mean, like, just to stop them from feeling the prick from the thing.
Oh, I thought you were wondering about drugs. You Iranians tend to be interested in those sorts of things. He rummages about, produces, a few small capsules, like a small medicine bottle that's no label and with some capsules. Hands it to you, and goes, "You now owe me some Amasec or something else."
I pull out. Some Amasec?
You got any?
Do I have an Amasec ration?
You're a Hungarian, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I hand it to him.
Okay. You're going to have a very dull evening for the next 3 nights.
I've still got all my drugs.
This is true.
Damn it.
So yeah, he'll take your ration for that,
Mhm.
the painkillers, and he says the data slate is for the body.
Mhm.
What were you
That's fair
thinking?
enough.
He's still interested in a fresh subject. He doesn't mind if it's alive or dead, but intact
Yeah.
is a keyword. Most interested in such a lysomol,
Mhm.
whatever the bloody hell it's called. So yeah, once you leave, the Chimera closes back up.
Mhm.
Not creepy at all.
Not creepy
Yeah.
at all. At all. Also, I have a question, Deadlight.
Mhm.
You know this map of the island we've got?
Yeah.
Did you just screenshot the Orphans Roll20 game and then put it on here?
No, I copied and pasted it, and for some reason it decided to be really poor quality.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems very low res.
I don't know
Sorry.
why. Yeah, I'm probably going to take the plain one and then just mark it up as I need.
Cool.
Mhm.
I have a plain one with mountains as well. Did I stick that in there?
I think you might have. I'll if it's in the history, I can scroll through.
Okay.
I'm not beyond scrolling.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Alright.
Perhaps.
what do you do?
Can we program stuff onto the data slate?
You could.
I want to stick a manifest of just like random stuff.
Half dead mouse.
No, like random Imperial Guardy stuff. And then let's go see the Courtmaster.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking, right, if like Edgar, you or
Mhm.
Lewis could hand the guy this data slate, and then just like ask him if he could look over it.
Yeah.
That way, he'll probably pick the thing, and we'll have to see whether or not he's If you
Yeah.
hand me a stun baton, I can probably use it better than you.
Mhm.
I think you already have the Stumpton.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. So that's what we try. Quartermaster. We will find the quartermaster, and yeah, we've gotten this weird manifest. And could you look over it, because it doesn't seem quite matching to what we are supposed to have delivered.
okay. Yeah. As you return to base, you realise there's a bit of commotion.
Oh,
Yes. There has been an incident in the medical bay.
commotion in the
dear.
ocean.
There is no ocean. You're in the middle of the land.
All right, to the medical bay then.
Yeah.
Onwards.
A few ensigns have locked it down. There's like they have like. I like how ensign is a generic term for everyone that isn't a pilot.
Mhm.
They're like there with shotguns.
And ensigns are technically officers.
Yeah, but in this case they're not.
Hmm.
They're technically officers that aren't important.
Okay. Yeah.
They just run rank.
What's going on here?
Okay, well, it's the generic rank I use for everyone that isn't you.
Armsman.
They're not armsmen because they're not actually like military trained.
No, that's the term for everyone on a ship who's like a...
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, then they're armsmen then.
Cool.
Oh,
Ensigns,
Voidsman.
armsmen, whatever.
Oh,
Voidsman. Yeah, Voidsman works. So yeah, there's a few Voidsmen there. They're like knocking it down. You notice your wing commander's there, and he glances at you and gestures. Let him through.
Was he one of our suspects?
Our wing
No,
commander,
no, no.
is it?
You don't
The-
see
Okay.
either of your suspects. You see your wing commander. He has a door
Cool.
one.
What's
He
going
gestures you
on?
through. Take a look for yourself. He gestures to the medical bay.
Do you
The
want to
door is
No, no, no.
correct. You notice the there. How do I describe this? You notice the door is hanging slightly off its hinges.
Mhm.
Do you guys want to try our wing commander anyway? That would be a cool plot twist, wouldn't it? It was secretly him the whole time.
Uh,
So okay, I'm gonna look through the door.
Mhm.
yeah. I need to actually get the campaign art picture up. God damn it, I forgot that. I actually had a picture ready for this
Oh.
bit, and then I forgot. But yeah. So yeah, the medical bay itself seems mostly fine. There is a small quarantine room in one side. I actually have to look at the picture myself now. That seems to have a lot of blood. The room does seem to be turned over as well, as you can see by this lovely picture.
Oh dear.
Which is not Dead Space, honest.
Absolutely not, no. Okay. Who was in there?
You were informed that the person inside there was the medical person you were talking to before. Medical ensign.
So what?
The medical ensign.
Okay.
My God.
Yeah.
So what happened in here?
He looks like he was violently attacked.
Does anyone know by what?
Nope.
But when he got into this chamber, did he go in there alone and then was attacked, or?
He seems to be the only one in there. He was the only one in there when you guys were there. Does that make sense? It seems like somebody broke in, killed him, and then left.
Yeah.
If you want, you can give me awareness test. It seems the attack was quite brutal.
Can I borrow the Auspex?
You may
Sure.
borrow the awareness if you wish.
Shit.
So
You can have it back. Not that it did you any better.
Yeah. I will actually fate point that.
Okay. You do have the Auspex.
Hmm.
There we go. At first you're like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. And then as you're glancing, like you have to look back, you look to the operating table that the guy was using before for the autopsy. You realise the body parts are gone.
The body parts are gone.
Yes.
Have they left a convenient trail of blood?
No.
Damn.
The
cunning of the Xeno is not to be underestimated.
Moradin's standing there, like, poking it with a stick. Like the dead body. Most of its guts are across one of the walls. And so he's, like, poking various parts of the guts. It's like, I didn't realise we had a bit that was shaped like that. Well, Edgar, because you've looked away, you, like, look around the rest of the room. You realise there is actually a few drops of blood splattered across one of the walls. That is not of a normal colour.
Is it orange and glowing?
Yes.
No,
glowing.
oddly enough.
It's not glowing, but when you shine a light at it, it is. It does. It catches the light.
Okay.
We just missed them.
Yeah, you
just missed it.
Yeah. You missed it because it's bioluminescence and all the light inside it had been lost. Does that work?
What do you mean?
How does flipping glow-in-the-dark stuff work?
Bioluminescence is an actual chemical inside of the fluid that reacts to light.
Yeah.
Gives it
Yeah, okay, it's that.
Always glows.
It always glows. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well. Its reaction was dying.
Yeah.
It wasn't many drops. It's only like 3 or 4 drops. Like somebody's been caught on the lip and it's just spat a few.
There's no convenient trail of it leading out of the room, is there?
No.
Maybe we could scan the blood with the Auspex and use it to track which way it went. I'm just kind of assuming at this point the Auspex can do whatever I ask of it.
There's nothing to track.
Okay.
Basically it's like somebody's been caught in the punched in the lip or punched in the nose, and they've just splattered a few drops.
Okay.
So yeah.
So there's no one here that saw what happened.
No, that's right. Actually, since you're here and you've got such good roll in your awareness, you notice that there is there's actually a few lockers, storage lockers for the bodies. And as you're looking, you spot one of them one of them has been opened.
Ooh.
And the person who was ever inside it must have been removed. Because it wasn't open before.
Are there any records we can look at for who was in there?
Yes, it was an ensign that turned up mysteriously. Dead. While there is no autopsy for it, there is in fact a few pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Looking through the pictures, it's just sort of preliminary pictures, looking through the pictures you do spot similar marks to the neck wound.
Ow. So
this
one
was
probably drained of blood.
Yes, this was about a few hours ago. Between the time you started your investigation and you leaving to go out.
Mm-hmm.
You must have just missed whoever it being reported in. So yeah, what do you do now?
Back to the quartermaster, I guess.
You're gonna go to the quartermaster?
Where did that ensign that recently died? Where was he found?
He was found near the Marauder hangar bay.
Mm-hmm.
The Marauder hangar bay is one underneath the flight commander. You suspect?
I mean, we could also have a look there and basically ask the other guys around here who has last seen the dead one and with whom.
Yeah, you go there, you ask around. There's actually mixed reports, because a few people mention seeing the quartermaster turning up. However, no one inside the hangar said they saw the quartermaster. They did spot the flight commander moving around.
My god, it's both of them.
That could be the only possible answer. Let's kill them both now.
By what we know, it can probably disguise themselves as whoever it wants and switch between persona.
You do have a microbead. Your flight commander has given you a microbead. So, and the base has gone kind of on high alert. Most of the voidsmen who can take weapons have gone and got them. They're mostly just wandering around a bit lost. Your flight commander's like, look, if you've got anything, now is the time to act. I can get the officers together with some of the Arsmen. So.
Yeah. The problem is we don't know who it is right now.
I think under these circumstances, no one would say no to a further investigation into both of them, especially one that's non-lethal.
Yeah.
Summary execution to the face is non-lethal, right?
No.
Yes.
But taking blood samples to confirm their identity is non-lethal.
Yep. So, yep, the all three flight commanders and the quartermaster are summoned to a room. Well, the other two flight commanders, because your one's there already. It's kind of just like one of the officers' smoking rooms, kind of like a smaller bar. There's a barkeeper there who's like polishing a glass, looking over. There's a number of voidsmen are in there, like security. They all look a bit confused, a bit like what's happening. The three of you enter. Your flight commander nods to you.
We explain what we have found, and then attempt to prick the suspects.
The Valkyrie commander says you're a bunch of idiots. That is complete lunacy.
That's when I stab him.
You just stab him.
Wait, actually?
This is the Valkyrie one. What do you stab? Like, how do you stab him? Just out of curiosity.
Just a cut on an exposed part of skin.
Yeah, like you slash it in his face. It's like, ow! Fuck!
No.
You slash his face, Jesus.
Stab him in the face. Okay. Like, or you just go for the hand then?
Yeah.
It's like, ah, fucking clutches his hands. Like, he's bleeding blood. It's quite a nasty cut. He's like bleeding everywhere. sucks his hand. Your one just like rolls his eyes. It's like could have been a finger on a prick on the finger. No. Suddenly the quartermaster goes, "Look, it's got to be the other flight commander. It's the only other person."
Did we prick him?
Pokes
Have you
quartermaster.
poked? You poked the quartermaster.
Yeah.
Orange blood.
Well,
Aha.
I hit him with
It's
something. I guess we
I'm-
roll initiative.
No, because I can't be bothered. And like, there's like 10 armsmen in this. There's 10 boysmen with shotguns.
Okay, so they're just
If
gonna
you
turn
don't
him into paste.
Nah, the
Yeah.
moment his blood shows up orange, I'll whack him in with the head with the stun baton.
Yeah, he like screams. His form changes. Can you all give me a willpower test at? I believe it's -10. I think he causes fear too.
Is he a normal thingy?
No, that does
no,
not
he-
apply.
Okay. Do I get a bonus from being jaded?
You do get plus 30 bonus, as I always say,
Okay.
but it's a 2 test.
I'm fine.
So 32 is willpower at -10.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dump stat, go!
Nope, I'm afraid.
I am very afraid.
You take a point of insanity per degree of failure.
Okay.
Oh, 3. Wait.
Is that 3?
No,
No, is that
2.
2?
No, it's 2.
2 for each.
The other flight commander's like, wow, phew, glad you guys got him.
Well,
So did someone tase it yet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the reason
he
why
was
it changed because it was tased.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Got it.
yeah.
Like that's why I'm not making you like roll fear reactions. It's just you take insanity for failing.
Yeah.
By the Emperor, what is that thing?
It looks kind of buggish, actually. It's got large beetle-like eyes, 2 manacles,
Mandibles.
mandibles. Thank you. It's got like an
It's got 2
exoskeleton.
pairs of handcuffs. My God.
But speaking of manacles, do we have anything to tie up the bug?
Yeah, you got a pair of manacles.
Hmm?
Just arrest it.
Yeah. Let's deliver it to.
Oh, who
You're
did
gonna-
you prick him though?
Do you not arrest the? Do you not test the flight commander?
You know, let's
We do.
test the flight commander. There could be 2.
Yeah.
You do. You prick him, and he's like, "Wait, what? What? That shit! Orange blood. Smack."
Whack him in with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to know what the surprise was?
What?
The 2 of them were actually of different factions, and they both realised there was one there, so they were trying to set the other one up.
Nice.
Well,
And in doing so, they played themselves.
Yeah, they played themselves. That's the only reason why these 2 failed, because they accidentally did it so well they got each other. And I was like, oh shit.
on the plus side, we have 1 to deliver for each of the microbiologists.
Yeah. So yeah, what happened was the quartermaster got given boxes with dead ensigns inside to purposely set him up. And then the quartermaster, realizing this and realizing who the other one was, went to the hangar bay, shifted into the flight command, and then killed someone. Really obviously.
God damn it. Okay, so honestly, the plan of walk up and stab one of them was actually probably would have worked.
Yes.
Yeah, but then we probably wouldn't have gotten both.
Yeah. They did on investigation, you do unfortunately find the quartermaster has access to a lot of places, and in the back of a cold storage area, you do unfortunately find the first lieutenants. Zachariah,
Oh no.
Oh no!
drained of blood.
That's very nice.
Oh
He
no.
got too
What a
close.
tragedy.
He got so close and yet so far. If we'd only waited a few more days, the two of them would have revealed each other to the rest of the period.
The two high-ranking officers pointing at each other. That guy's a xenошapeshifter.
So yeah, Xavier is very, very happy. He's like, oh, this is a beautiful subject. Yes, I will get back to you. And he immediately closes up the Chimera.
Yeah.
As soon as you give the body, he immediately, he doesn't even, climb out, he doesn't even let you bring the body in. He goes out, picks up the body with ease, like one hand, and just walks back in. With this. This is beautiful, goodbye. Closes up the Chimera before you can even say anything.
Yeah.
He will reward you at some point, I don't know what he'll give you. The Magosparagus, the other one, is like, yes. Very interesting subjects. We might be able to devise ways to counteract such incidents, although it would be quite hard.
Wow.
We can't just walk around with people waving auspexes everywhere.
Yeah.
This is most unfortunate, but at least we know both sides are employing them. Where's the second one? I heard from the base there was a second one.
Oh, unfortunately, that one was much too damaged for us to probably bring it in. Bit melted, you see. Sorry, twitchy trigger finger.
He glares at you and says, very well. But a live Xeno of such nature is most interesting. Thank you. If you need other recovery equipment, I can provide some. He
Sure.
takes Mac because he needs to actually calibrate it properly. But
When
yes,
we
if you...
when we are again deployed against Xenos, we will come back to you.
He nods, and very well.
Hey, Deadlight. What happened to all the other body parts that we've been finding in boxes and stuff?
Oh, upon investigation of the base thoroughly and in depth over the next few days, the rest of the body parts are found. Some aren't.
Can we look for them and then try and give them to Xavier?
Most of them are days to weeks old.
Ah, okay, so not right.
Yeah, the only one that you could really give to Xavier was the statue because it was preserved.
Okay.
Cool. He's not interested in half an arm that's covered in bugs.
Yeah.
As is most of my characters, who I have to run that require bodies. They aren't really interested in moldy bodies.
Yeah.
I think who was the? Oh, you missed Suicide Cell, where someone tried to give the Magosparagus, you know the one in Suicide Cell, who studies brains, tried to give him a week-old brain that was full of bugs to extract information from. The guy freaks out.
Oh, like in anger?
Yes! He didn't want rotten bodies in his clean workshop.
Yeah. Partly of anger and partly of disgust. Now I have to disinfect everything again. Yeah.
But yeah,
how did Suicide Cell go?
It went really well. I'll talk to you after I've ended the stream.
Sure.
But yes, I shall give you 200 XP because that was really, really cool. You have helped the Crusade greatly by alerting them of such infiltrators. Unfortunately, catching such infiltrators will be very hard, but at least they now know of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I
it's a
have
shame
question.
that... Oh, yeah?
Who are we voting for before we continue on?
Yeah.
I vote for...
You've got two choices.
Roland.
Okay. Just for reference, I ask each of my players to vote for someone. For whatever reason they believe they deserve a little bit extra XP. So, Gray, who do you vote for?
I think I vote for Morden.
Okay. And Roland, who do you vote for? Lewis?
Oh, more than 2, I guess.
Do you gain 50 extra HP?
You
and
voted for Grey, we would all have got 50 XP.
To be fair,
Sorry.
I did really enjoy it. So
Yeah, that was good.
So 200 XP for everyone.
I've
yeah.
reached a transition point.
Oh really?
Mm.
Oh, you got the vote like a load of times, don't you?
Yeah, what could I become?
But yes, thank
The
you
options are
very
endless.
much.
They're not
Thank
actually
you very
endless. There's like 6.
So many
Yeah,
endless options, almost none of which are useful inside a plane.
He's a flipping. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I shall see you next time. Bye.
Farewell.
See, I'm not actually a specialized pilot, though.
Yeah.
Uh,